Welcome again. How's the week going so far? All good? So far, so good? Excellent. That's what we want to see. Hopefully you're learning something about Rutgers. Shopping, they take you out shopping now with the buses? Yes, their heads are waving. Traffic is coming. Be forewarned that you guys are a small group, only 2,000 of you. The 40,000 others start coming in this weekend, Friday, a little bit over the weekend, Monday and Tuesday. So it's a mess. So give yourself extra time for those of you that are driving around to get to class. The buses fill up, the traffic gets really messy, the parking lots fill up. For those of you that were not present on a Monday, my name is Rick Garfunkel. I'm the president for International and Global Affairs at Rutgers, and I head something called the Gaia Centers. G-A-I-A, for those of you that don't know, in Greek mythology, Gaia is the goddess of Mother Earth, and Gaia means global advancement and international affairs here. It's also the name, I just learned, the name of an art center in Cuba, a river in Romania, a chamber music festival in Switzerland, and there's something, if you Google far enough, called the Gaia hypothesis in biogeochemistry, for those of you so inclined. One of the main jobs of the Gaia Center is to help educate you and your American classmates about global issues, making connections across the planet. In any case, the Gaia Center staff and their many volunteers are the ones who were the hosts of this week's activities. I know it's been a very busy and hectic week for you with lots of information that's been transferred to you, a little bit TMI, too much information in some cases, some fair amount of bureaucracy, and hopefully a little bit of enjoyable time to engage in social activities throughout the week. So you're halfway through the week. We call this Hump Day on Wednesday. There is still yet to come undergraduate advising sessions, and these are very important. We encourage you to go to those. A trip to the Zimmerli Museum for free if you're interested. Another study abroad session. Yes, you're foreigners, but be prepared to consider seriously study abroad. And over the long weekend, please consider going to New York or to the Jersey Shore or to Philadelphia. Get off campus. You won't have much time after that once the classes start. So this is a nice free weekend for you. I hope you've started to become familiar with Rutgers and make it feel home for you, and that you're making friends, exploring New Brunswick, and ready to start classes on Tuesday. And I hope that all of you remember to check into 180 College Avenue. You have to meet again with ERMI's staff. Ermi, raise your hand again. I guess they all know you very well by now. And her staff at the Center for Global Services, they've told you about 100 times that you have to go there, but not everybody has gone there. It's important. You don't want to be iced, as they say. At the beginning of school year, new year, a lot of new things for you, a new country. Please be active on campus, not just in your classes, but join clubs. Don't be afraid of your professors. This is the US. We're aggressive. Go talk to your professors. Speak to your TAs. Give them a hard time. Ask them questions. A little bit different than where some of you have come from, perhaps. Work hard and have fun. Discover your new passions, hopefully some new passions than what you grew up with in the past. Don't be afraid to try many of our extracurricular activities. One of which is this Rutgers Global TV show coming up in 2 weeks. Make sure you come there right here on the 15th of September in 2 weeks at 3 in the afternoon. Many of the units across campus have been working to make this a very productive week for you, and some of them are residence life, housing, transportation, dining services, computing services, student affairs, and let's thank again the many wonderful volunteers. Are the volunteers in this room? Yeah, there you are, back there. Thank you again for your hard work. You clap, but next year is payback time, so some of you have to do that next year. We have 2 special guests tonight that are going to come up here and make some comments. In addition, I noticed we have a few dignitaries in the front row. Peter March is the Dean of Arts and Sciences, the Executive Dean of Arts and Sciences. Courtney McEnaugh, where are you, Courtney? There you are. Courtney's in charge of enrollment management. He's the one who brought you here. So all of your, prior to this week, communication was with Courtney's office, and he transferred you to Ermi's office over the past week. So Courtney's great to have. And then I notice here in the front row we have Rick Marlink, who's new to Rutgers. This is your first event. Rick is the Director of Global Health. So if you're in RBHS, you're going to hear a lot about him. But even if you're over here in the non-RBHS world in either Rutgers New Brunswick or Rutgers Camden or Rutgers Newark, your interaction on health-related things, especially if you're interested in global things, can go through Rick. Let me introduce our first speaker. It's Professor Richard Edwards, and he is the Chancellor of the Rutgers New Brunswick campus. The Chancellor is the boss of this campus. We have so many names, presidents, chancellors, and other things, but he's in charge of this major central campus of Rutgers. He's a well-known scholar, educator, and administrator in social work and professional practice. Chancellor Edwards has also served in a variety of administrative functions, including as the president of Rutgers and the executive vice president over the past couple of years. Last page. He has worked and traveled extensively in Europe, Middle East, and Asia, experiences that have molded into a champion of international education at Rutgers. Chancellor Edwards' vision for a global Rutgers has been critical to my offices and the entire university's global vision overall. He has helped spearhead doctoral and certificate programs in social work and received many awards and recognition both domestically and internationally for his service and for his innovation in education. It is my distinct pleasure to introduce Dick Edwards.
Thank you for that nice introduction. I'm really pleased to be here and to welcome all of you to Rutgers. It's great to see so many of you here from all around the world. You will help to really enrich us during the time that you will be with us. So we're pleased, very pleased to have you here. Out of all the universities in the world, you came to us to learn more about what we can offer you. And that says a lot about our international reputation. Rutgers is also implementing a very comprehensive strategic plan under the leadership of President Barchi. And the things that are coming about as part of the strategic plan include a newer, more sustainable transportation infrastructure. You may not notice it this year, but next year, hopefully, you'll see some significant improvements in the way our bus system operates. We're becoming increasingly energy efficient in terms of our lighting, in terms of solar panels around the campus. And the one-year-old honors college that's receiving its second class of students this week is a new thing here. The honors college is unique. It's a living learning experience, a scholarly community where some of our most intellectually driven students and our internationally acclaimed faculty can explore, learn, and create together. How many of you are enrolled in the honors college? Just raise your hands. Great, congratulations. Now, here at Rutgers, we're implementing our own strategic plan here at Rutgers New Brunswick. The university has a strategic plan. Here in our campus at Rutgers New Brunswick, we have a strategic plan. And if you came to us even a few years ago, you would think that this place looked very different from what it looks like today. And that's because it does look different from what it looked like even just a couple of years ago. Now, I visit with colleagues in China pretty frequently. I've been to China 8 times, and some of my Chinese colleagues told me something that's sort of a joke, and they said to me, "What is the official bird of China?" Do any of you know what is the official bird of China? What? Well, what I was told is the official bird of China is the construction crane. If you don't know, a construction crane is one of those tall things that lifts up stuff on construction sites. And I can tell you that when I've been in various cities in China, everywhere you look, you see construction cranes sticking up. So we've had our share of construction cranes here on the Rutgers New Brunswick campus. And while you might not see so many of them now because some of our construction is being completed, we also do have some buildings still under construction, and we have our share of construction cranes here. So over the past summer that we're ending right now, we've completed construction on several new buildings, several buildings along College Avenue and the surrounding area that are all part of our Rutgers, New Brunswick strategic plan. And one of these exciting developments is the Yard on College Avenue. It's a new housing option, office space, and a number of dining choices that is going to be conveniently located near the main quad of the university. It's just maybe 3 or 4 blocks down the street from here. And there's an outside area with a very big television screen. You can go there to watch football games or whatever. And in case you're interested, it's only a block from Easton Avenue, which is where all the bars are. So it'll be convenient for people coming from Easton Avenue, perhaps. So right now, where we are, in the College Avenue Student Center, is also a pretty good place to study and to eat. Hope I'll see you here. I frequently have lunch downstairs, though the new restaurants at the Yard are much closer to my office, so maybe I'll be going there more often. It's very close to the Executive Dean of the School of Arts and Sciences office, too, so perhaps you can see him there as well. So here at Rutgers, we really encourage excellence, and we provide the tools that we think that you need to excel in the classroom and beyond. We're interested in what you can learn here and how you can then apply it to the world of work after you graduate, or if you want to go on to graduate school as well. In fact, we provide opportunities for students to move into all kinds of things that help you to cross borders and to become great at whatever you choose to do. In 2016, we were named for the 7th consecutive year one of the top producing Fulbright schools in the country in terms of the amount of students that we sent to become Fulbright students. 16 of our students this past year have become Fulbright students, and they were selected to participate in the prestigious invitation-only Clinton Global Initiative University this past March in order to get feedback from world leaders like former President Bill Clinton on real social change projects. So there are opportunities for all of you. Some of you could become Fulbright scholars. You might be part of the Clinton initiative, or a lot of other things that we think we prepare our students for here. Now, through the Gaia centers that Rick just mentioned, as well as our various schools, departments, and student services, we've expanded here at Rutgers our international engagement. And we've expanded it pretty exponentially over the past several years. We now have about 7,500 international students studying on all of our Rutgers campuses, and about 5,600 of the international students, all of you included in that number, are here in New Brunswick. Now, your class alone of international students coming here for the first time this year is made up of about 1,800 students. So we're very interested in global affairs and having all of you here from countries around the world. And we engage with institutions all around the world, including those in some countries where we've had a particular focus in recent years, countries such as Brazil, China, India, Indonesia, Liberia. We might consider these some focus countries, but we have relationships with over 100 countries in terms of places our faculty are engaged doing research, all kinds of exchange programs, study abroad programs, and so on. Now, the political ties between the United States and other countries are expanding, and Rutgers is following suit. We're currently pursuing collaborations in regions around the world, countries that include Cuba, which, by the way, I understand today was the first commercial airline flight between the United States and Cuba in more than 50 years. We're also pursuing collaborations with a variety of other countries, including Iran, Myanmar, and Tanzania. In fact, in 2014, we hosted Tanzanian President Dr. Jakaya Kikwete right here in this room. He provided a lecture on the benefit of academic partnerships, and I had the pleasure of meeting him, and in fact had the pleasure of introducing him during that event. Hundreds of our students lined up to meet the president and hear him speak. And it was during this week that I signed the first U.S.-Tanzania higher education partnership agreement between Rutgers and the University of Dodoma in Tanzania. And last October, Rutgers sent its first official delegation to Cuba for a study tour of universities there, and we expect that as a result of that, we'll be able to offer you new study opportunities related to Cuba. And by the way, we have currently a public health study abroad program in Havana, among about 150 other options in terms of study abroad. So I want to echo what Dr. Garfunkel said at his beginning remarks. I really urge you to look into the study abroad programs. You, of course, are coming from other countries outside of the U.S., but you also might benefit from spending anywhere from 2 weeks to a semester studying in another country where you don't have familiarity. So again, we're just delighted to see you here. So glad to have you with us. Glad you selected Rutgers as a place that you wanted to study. With so many opportunities available to you, to both undergraduate and graduate students, we hope that you're going to come to feel that your choice to come to Rutgers was the right choice, that you will really thrive here. And we look forward to seeing you throughout the rest of this year, and in some of your cases for several years ahead as you stay here and graduate and get your various degrees. So again, thank you. And let me now introduce my colleague, Kathy Bramwell. Kathy Bramwell is the Senior Vice Chancellor and the Chief Financial and Administrative Officer of Rutgers Biomedical and Health Sciences. And she's going to talk to you about that. I'll just say that this is our 250th anniversary as a university. Rutgers, as you probably know, was first formed in 1766. We had a different name then. It was called Queens College. But it was only 2 years ago that we had a big merger here with the former University of Medicine and Dentistry of New Jersey, and that enabled us to take on 2 medical schools, a School of Public Health, School of Allied Health Professions, and a variety of other things that really made us a bigger and even more complete university. And Dr. Bramwell is a person who has been instrumental in bringing all of that integration together. She deals with the financial aspects, principally of the Rutgers Biomedical and Health Sciences Division, and I'm delighted to introduce her.
Thank you. It is my pleasure to be here. I am presenting on behalf of Chancellor Brian Strom, who happens to be vacationing in Ireland with his family, and I know he regrets that this was scheduled at a time when he could not be here. But I, on the other hand, am delighted to be here talking with all of you, so welcome and thank you for having me. What I want to do today is I want to talk a little bit about what RBHS is, Rutgers Biomedical and Health Sciences. As Chancellor Edwards just mentioned, that Rutgers became the healthcare education research clinical arm of Rutgers in July 2013 as a result of Governor Christie's Restructuring Act of 2012. You probably heard a lot about through your orientation the main components of Rutgers, the 3 main divisions, Rutgers New Brunswick, Rutgers Camden, and Rutgers Newark. And so what happens now and how we fit in is that we're the major biological and health sciences component. For AAU purposes, we are aligned closely with Rutgers New Brunswick, although Rutgers RBHS spans all across the state of New Jersey, and I will show you that in a second. So this gives you a sense of what RBHS entails. You can see that we have 8 schools there, 2 of which are medical schools. One is up in Newark, one is in the here central New Brunswick area. School of Dental Medicine, School of Health Professions, Nursing, Public Health, Biomedical Sciences. And over here on the right, you can see our 6 institutes, including the Cancer Institute of New Jersey. We also have a huge behavioral health care center, which is a center that provides both health care and psychiatric services to all the inmates in the prisons throughout the state of New Jersey. And more recently, what we are building here is what's called Rutgers Health and Rutgers Health Group, which is going to be an integrated multi-professional practice plan so that we can provide better care to patients across the state of New Jersey. This gives you a sense of all of our entities and where we are located throughout the state of New Jersey, New Brunswick, Newark, Camden, and some satellite offices. The entities that are here in bold are the schools, and the other entities are all of our centers and institutes. So you can see that we have a pretty broad range and a pretty big footprint here in New Jersey, which I think really positions us well for this integrated practice plan that we are about to embark on. So the international community. You've heard that we have, I guess, somewhere between 1,800, 2,000 new international students coming to Rutgers this semester, and about 50 are entering into RBHS in 2016, in addition to the existing 350. So how many people here are part of RBHS? Welcome. That's great. So our international students come primarily from China, India, and Saudi Arabia. We're proud to say that biomedical sciences were one of the top 5 fields studied by the international undergraduates, and it's up there with mathematics, computer science, and with business. So we welcome all the RBHS students along with the Rutgers students. So RBHS is committed to providing students with a global perspective in medicine. We're engaged all over the world with universities and hospitals, and we are working to advance the frontiers of global health. And you can see a list here. I won't read through them of currently what we have operationalized right now. We know that global health is a social, moral, and ethical responsibility of all healthcare professionals, and we aim to be the leader in global health. And more recently, you were just introduced to Dr. Rick Marlink, that we were very proud that we just recently recruited him to be the head of the Global Health Institute, so we're really very excited about that. We also have a significant increase in the number of medical students who are participating in overseas clinical activities, and we've seen over the past 10 years a growth rate from 6% of those students to 40% of those students, so a huge growth over the past 10 years. RBHS has a global health and educational research collaborations around the world, including India, Colombia, and Italy. We are in the process of creating a curriculum for global health master's concentration that will help our medical students and with their awareness to stimulate international engagement. Our Robert Wood Johnson Medical School that's located here in New Brunswick had the Office of Global Health, and they have really been the leader up until this point in the promotion and diffusion of global health programs. We focus on women's health, tuberculosis, South Asian health, among other things. We also have the South Asian Total Health Initiative, which is a comprehensive initiative under the Office for Global Health that promotes and conducts research on South Asian health and mechanisms to improve the delivery and quality of health care in the region. The Global Health Elective offers a global health experience to 3rd and 4th year medical students and allows them to travel abroad to learn about other healthcare systems and to assess the culture and environmental context in which patients present and elicit health information. We offer medical Mandarin and medical Spanish courses for our practitioners who would need this skill set. We have Dr. Stephen Schwander, who researched the effects of air pollution on tuberculosis immunity in Mexico. We have the International Health Interest Group, which is designed to raise awareness of the international health issues within the RBHS community. So students can, earn elective credit by attending the lectures and events on the global health topics. Our faculty and students help tackle global issues right here as well. So the Stanley Bergen Building, which is up in Newark, which is close to our New Jersey Medical School and our dental school, is dedicated to preventing and eliminating the healthcare disparities by ensuring that everyone has access to culturally and linguistically competent healthcare. We do a lot for access up in the Newark area, and I'm sure that you're going to be learning much more about that during your stay here at Rutgers. We hold global health fairs here in New Brunswick, and we collaborate with the Gaia Centers in order to do this, and this gives all of our students, the faculty, and the public at large a chance to hear the medical students and experts present information on global health-related topics. So together with the Gaia Centers, RBHS is providing resources for international faculty, staff, and students so that you can explore all Rutgers has to offer. So I'd like to just emphasize what Chancellor Edwards said is really make sure that you take the time, that you participate, that you engage in all the extracurricular activities that are available to you. And so welcome to Rutgers and welcome to RBHS.
Thank you, speakers. Thank you all for attending. Ermi, we go out here next. Now the fun begins. Enjoy. Feast up. Don't get too fat. Think of your health. Make sure you get some exercise. See ya.